Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and this is episode 413 of the show. I told you. Just found out. I just got the new Mario Kart DLC Wave 4 pack. It came in one day earlier, so. You know, it is right. They say, March 9th, and probably in Japan. And so I got it early, one day earlier than expected, and it's already updated. And it seems like, according to what I've seen, there may be more racers added to the game. You don't believe me. I'm looking at them like, besides Birdo, I said, we're going to get more racers added to the game. So this is going to be an interesting... So it has been expanded. So the roster has expanded. Who else is going to be in the game? We'll find out. So let's get going. But before we continue on, before we get to all that, we're going to talk about what happened on AEW Dynamite half an hour ago, or let's say 40 minutes ago. The All Atlantic title and was on the line. Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal. Orange Cassidy told his friend stay in the back, told the best friend stay in the back, but the referees banned the entire collective, aka Team Slapnuts, in the back. And despite Orange Cassidy despite all that, Orange Cassidy did retain the title, and Jeff Jarrett attacks Cassidy after the matchup and hitting his knee with the guitar instead of the head. So there's that. Renee Paquette interviewed Powerhouse Hobbs how he's determined to become the TNT champion. More in that situation. Ricky Starks comes out to address the Sacramento crowd because this took place Sacramento. This is the fallout from Revolution. So he goes, what next? Where to go and what next? But then all of a sudden the Bullet Club theme song and the Titantron showed up, but Juice Robinson blindsided Ricky Starks from behind, and it seems like Juice Robinson about near as being as bad as his wife is. And believe me, the Bullet Club don't play around. Then Renee Paquette interviewed Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho, along with Saraya and Toni Storm. Speaking of Juice Robinson's wife, Toni Storm. Ruby Soho explained herself of why she did what she did. She blamed the fans, as usual. So, maybe the fans were sick and tired of, ex-WWE people coming around. I don't know. Just because you come from the WWE doesn't mean you're a bad person, you know what I mean? I know, because, Vince this and Vince that. Vince is too old, and I have to agree. Vince is a very old man, but the fact is sometimes he's out of touch. And I think a lot of people, he just doesn't care. Vince doesn't care about anybody but himself, basically. But he didn't care about Toni Storm, he didn't care about Saraya, he didn't care about Ruby Soho. That's why they all left, and that's the reason why. So, anyways, so she called out Sky Blue. Sky Blue fought. Ruby Soho, they had a matchup. Ruby Soho did pick up the victory, and then they decided to attack, or try to spray Sky Blue until Willow Nightingale tries to talk some sense into Ruby Soho, but Toni Storm and Saraya attacked her too, and decided to humiliate her. So it looks like, Ruby Soho, Saraya, and Toni Storm have joined forces. And then Renee Paquette interviewed Adam Page, And Adam Page basically says he's done with Mox. He's going to move on from Mox. More on that story. And then MJF addresses his victory over Bryan Danielson. And he says next week there'll be a re-bar mitzvah celebrating his victory over Bryan Danielson. Tony Schiavone interviewed FTR. And FTR says the reason why we came back, Guns, you say you're the best and all that. We're here to change that. So, and that's why we're coming after you for the AEW Tag Team titles once again. And then Renee Paquette interviewed Jay Cargill and decided, and since AEW Dynamite is taking place in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, next week she says she's calling out any Canadian wrestler. I think we can't call Trish Stratus or Natalia because they work for the WWE, or not even Chelsea Green because she's Canadian too. I think, Talia Valkyrie was originally from Canada. Let me see, who else? Allie the Bunny is originally from Canada. Anybody else besides the ladies I mentioned, you know? So the trios matchup: AR Fox and the Top Flight. AR Fox and Top Flight. That's the Martin brothers, Dante and Darius. The Jericho Appreciation Society is Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Daniel Garcia. Jericho Appreciation Society picks up the victory, but then they address the Sacramento crowd and say, hey, we want the trios titles. We'll call it a House of Black. Lights go out. Here comes the Elite. And the Elite goes, no, we stayed in our lane, and you stayed in yours with due respect. But when it comes to the trios titles, you're in our lane now. So, but then House of Black interrupted both factions and said, hey, you want the titles? You come get them. You come get them. I was like, this is going to be a whole lot of fun. And if I were the Jericho Appreciation Society, I would get either Tainara or Anna Jay out there to deal with Julia Hart, man, because this is going to be a... So, Tony Khan made an announcement that Orange Cassidy and Jeff Jarrett is going to be made. But it'll be the last time the All-Atlantic title will be mentioned, because now it's leveled up to the AEW International Championship. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's going to be called the International Championship. Since it's going to be defended in Canada. So, Tony Khan goes, why not call it, don't call it the All-Atlantic Championship. Call it the International Championship. That's right, the international title will be on the line. Orange Cassidy to defend against Jeff Jarrett. Then Bryan Danielson addresses his loss to MJF at Revolution. And it seems to me that he says it's time for him to go home and be with his kids. I kind of feel bad for Bryan Danielson. I'll tell you, my heart goes out to him. I know he wanted to wrestle again. But to be his wife and kid. And who knows? Maybe he had it better in the WWE. I don't know. He accomplished a lot in the WWE. He's a Grand Slam champion. So, So, it's, I don't know. I don't think he's going to go back to the WWE, but I'd be shocked if he does, but I don't think he will. Obviously, I don't think he will, but anyways. The Blackpool Combat Club, that'll be the team of Jon Moxley and the Ring of Honor World Champ Claudio Castagnoli, took on the Dark Order. That would be Alex Reynolds and Johnny Youngie. John Silver, my favorite member of the Dark Order is John Silver, because he's a funny dude. Plus, my good friend online, Lauren, knows him, since they both came from New York. Unfortunately, the BCC didn't end up winning the matchup by submission when Moxley had Reynolds in that STF hold, and Moxley continued to attack Reynolds until, after the match, until John Silver and Evil Uno tried to stop the BCC, but then Adam Page comes out and punches and walks by Moxley, but punches Castagnoli in the face, and both teams brawl. Renee Paquette interviewed the Acclaimed about how they're going to start their journey back to the tag team titles, but they were interrupted by 2.0, Daddy Magic Matt Menard, Cool Hand Angela Parker, and they wanted the Acclaimed to join the Jericho Appreciation Society. They're laughing, and I think Max Caster, or is it Billy Gunn, Daddy Ass, says, hey, that Michael Jackson looking thriller jacket. It was hilarious. But then the TNT title was on the line, false count anywhere. Now, it was an incident that the TNT title was broken into. And Wardlow's title was broken into. They stole Wardlow's gear and TNT title. Anybody if they decide to sell it on eBay, be on the lookout for it, and just let Wardlow know. Because I got a feeling that's going to be just like Rusev's medal, aka Miro's medal. I think that's going to end up on eBay, and somebody is going to, whoever's attempting to sell it is in trouble. But during the matchup, these two were brawling lower place until QT Marshall, or as I like to call him, QT Fire Marshal Bill, got involved, nailing Wardlow in the back with a steel chair, low blowing him, and then him and Powerhouse Hobbs power bombed him off the stage. And then by count out, because by knockout, we have a new TNT champion. Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Wardlow for that title. And that is all the time we have on this great, awesome show. As you guys now know, this is episode 413 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. I'm on vacation until this coming Monday. I'll be back at work, and I'll be back to the regular routine. But until then, until the next episode comes rolling around, tomorrow we got Rant and Rave at 8. I got my Press Your Luck game tomorrow. I'm going to try to get that going early in the morning. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun with that. So until then, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.